Yeah.
All right, let's speak of a guy who's over in Europe right now, Gio Reyna, who of course is at Nottingham Forest. Sky Germany is reporting that he has no future at the Premier League club, which shouldn't come as any surprise. He was not even in the team, not even on the bench this past weekend as they played. ESPN is reporting, Herc, that Claudio Reyna was actually one that pushed for Gio to go to Forest, which is interesting. And it begs the questions, what's next for this young player? Of course, he is still property of Dortmund, but Edin Terzic, having them in the Champions League final, doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And the reports are that he doesn't really rate Gio Reyna. So, Herc, what should Gio do next?
Yeah. I don't know. He just re-signed before he went to Forest with Dortmund. So Dortmund have him there. That's an insurance policy for them. Certainly they will want to sell him.
Through 26,
or
right?
Maybe, or maybe keep him. I don't know. I read the same article at ESPN where they claimed that it was Claudio Reyna, Gio's father, who was pushing him to go to Forest, while Wasserman, his old agency, was pushing him to stay at Dortmund. That's an interesting comment right there.
Well, it came from that. Wow. Where do you think that information came from? The disgruntled former agency? Come on.
Exactly.
Take it with a grain of salt.
And that type of information makes its way to pundits on TV, makes its way to reporters, makes its way everywhere. That's how this game works. Why didn't Wasserman recommend Weston McKennie not to go to Leeds? Why didn't Wasserman recommend Brandon Vasquez to not go to Mexico and to go to Europe? Why didn't they say, hey, Matt Turner, we rep you, don't go to Forest? You know, I can go on and on the list. Miles Robinson, I'm not trying to, get on Wasserman here. It's Dan Siegel, who's the ex-agent, and not here nor there, but it's very interesting how these things get out, and they build a narrative that everything wrong in Gio Reyna's life is Claudio Reyna. Claudio Reyna made a massive mistake. His wife made a massive mistake. Guess who else made a mistake? Gio Reyna. Gio Reyna was a guy who made a mistake at the World Cup. Gio Reyna is also a guy that wasn't doing well at Borussia Dortmund, and it didn't go well for him at Nottingham Forest. Now, I don't know Nuno Espirito Santo. I don't know the coach. But what I do know is there is no coach in this world that goes against his best interests. And what that means is there's no coach who says, I am not going to play you if you can help me. If you can help him win, you're going to be on the field. Gio Reyna hasn't proven that he can help Dortmund win to get on the field in the limited time that he was there or now at Nottingham Forest. So people love to shit on Claudio Reyna here. And some of that is warranted. But everything wrong in Gio's life is not his father's fault, is not his parents' fault. Sometimes it's not even the agent's fault. Sometimes it could be the player. Sometimes it could be Gio himself, who I hold in a very high standard when it comes to being a footballer. I've said it many times. The footballer in the U.S. men's national team with the highest ceiling, I still claim that. But Gio, help yourself. This isn't about Claudio. This isn't about Wasserman. This isn't about Dan Siegel. This is now about Gio. Gio needs to help himself.
I'm with you that it's on Gio, but I think what he's got to do next is sort this dynamic out, right? Because I don't know that I fully believe everything in the report, but usually where, like we said, there's smoke, there's fire. So there might be something to this. And what we learned is that Claudio has always been very involved in Gio's career. At times, it has been detrimental. I'm sure at times, Herc, it's been beneficial, but Gio needs to stand on his own now. He's got the talent to do so. He's now got to have the personality to do so. And when he does, Herc, I think we're going to see an explosion in this player because we've seen it with the national team over and over and over again. I wonder what you think about the possibility of a return to Dortmund because, yes, Terzic doesn't like him, but there's some players that are moving, right? Jadon Sancho's on loan.
Sancho, Royce,
Marco Reus is leaving, maybe to MLS. Who's the other one? Daniel Malin's been linked with Premier League teams for basically the last...
He's bound to go. He's been ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, do you think it would be the worst thing to go back to Dortmund?
I don't, and I think there's a reason Dortmund extended that contract. Dortmund doesn't just give free money to players. Dortmund thinks there's a possibility to sell him, or two, a need for him if he's not sold. He's 21 years of age. I know we expect Gio Reyna to be the number 10 that we see him with the U.S. men's national team elsewhere. That's not the way the rest of the world sees the American footballing scene, or Gio Reyna for that matter. Let the kid work.
There you have it. Gio Reyna at Forest, but apparently not for long, according to Sky Germany and a few others as well.